YouTube is full of videos about good knives. It's full of videos about bad knives. It's high time that someone makes a video about weird knives. This is 3 Weird Knives, and I'm your host, JJJinks!
Let's get weird.
Knife number 1. What we have is a Swiss Army looking knife with one of the scales laying out the alphabet and numbers in Morse code. Well, I suppose as a survival tool, that certainly has its utility. And on the other side, we have a bullwhip, a fedora, and a bunch of those what look like, you know how in the movies they have stickers that people put on their luggage showing all the places they've gone, I guess. I mean, that was a thing, I guess. We have Paris, Egypt, Peking, India, Africa, etc. Yes, this knife is actually kind of a novelty commemorative piece to Indiana Jones, made by United Cutlery, I think. It just says United, made in the USA. The tools have an interesting look to them. It's kind of a not quite stonewash, but it's more scratchy. The whole thing's riveted together, and we have a bail on the bottom. The other tools are kind of your standard affair. You got bottle opener, can opener, and then rather interesting, very strange, very weird pen blade, which is serrated, 100% serrated. I haven't seen that before. The walk and talk is actually not that bad. And one of the things I really like about this knife, if I can get them out, are that the scissors are enormous. It's a full-size scissor. I haven't seen that before either. They're usually tiny or absent. So that's really nice. And I don't know how well they work or not. I haven't tried it. So what is this knife about? It's just Indiana Jones? Well, yes and no. This knife actually commemorates the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, which was a TV show that came out in the 90s, 1992. It ran for 2 seasons, and it also was quite weird. It follows the childhood up through his teenage years of Indiana Jones as he travels around the world and meets all kinds of interesting historical figures. And George Lucas himself produced it, and actually it was intended to be an educational film. George Lucas was quoted at the time saying that he hopes that they show these in schools. It kind of has mixed reviews. People either love it or think it's weird or hate it. And there's even one episode where Harrison Ford kind of bookends it. And then there's Indiana Jones as an old man kind of hanging out in the dive bar. There's like some cool World War I episodes. Toward the end of the run, it did get it jumped the shark. There was an episode where he fights a vampire. So definitely an interesting show. If you're a fan of Indiana Jones, do check it out. I think it's still worth watching. And United came out with a Young Indiana Jones novelty pocket knife multi-tool. And if you think about it, it's quite appropriate, because Indiana Jones, he's sort of got a little bit of a MacGyver flair to him at times. Having a survival knife like this, it's fitting. Now this next knife, I had my eye on for quite a long time. It is actually by a major brand, Kaiser Cutlery. I've been wanting one of these for a while, and eventually I finally stumbled across a big price drop. This is one of the reasons why I joined the subreddit knife deals, because people point these sales out. The MSRP is quite a lot of money, and I got this for $20. This segment is both a weird knife and an unboxing. Except I'm not the first one to unbox it. You see, I ordered from Kaiser directly, and for some reason, it went to my old address, where somebody else is living. So I decided I would just stop by, left a message on their Ring camera, and then as I was on my way home, they called me and were like, yeah, we got your package. We were chatting, and the guy was like, check the package, it's all there. And I'm like, no, I trust you, dude. And anyway, true to his word, everything is here intact. Well, we got one of these Kaiser cloths. I have several. It's actually not as bad as I initially thought. I was like, these are terrible. And then I started using them. They get more supple over time. And I've got one right here that I've abused quite a bit. So maybe it's time for this one to go in the trash, and I'll replace it with this fresh one. I'll do that right now. And here it is. Yes, this knife is literally designed to look like the Tesla Cybertruck. That is on purpose. Now, I don't know, but I am curious. I don't know if this was designed first, and then they were like, hey, that looks kind of like the Cybertruck. We should say that we designed it after the Cybertruck. Or if it was the other way around. I'm just not sure. Now, the funny thing is that this knife is not a new knife, even though the Cybertruck officially came out this year. Yeah, we saw how that went. But this is a number of years old. So all the early advertising of the Cybertruck led to the design of this knife, presumably. And I wanted one just because I think that's a cool idea. I applaud that creativity. With that major price drop, I finally got my hands on one. Now, they make them out of different materials and styles and looks and everything. This uses the M390 flavor of super steels. It is a liner locked knife. They make frame locked ones as well. It's got a cute little glass breaker on the bottom. Pocket clip is a single screwed necktie looking piece. It's not reversible. It's got a little recess cut into the OD green G10 scale there. There is a thumb triangle, and it looks like it is intended to be reversible. There's an Allen screw right there, and you can flip it around, but I don't know how that would look because it is an asymmetrical triangle, so simply flipping it to the other side would look a bit weird. And that thumb thing is also made out of what appears to be black G10. Comfort-wise, it's really not comfortable at all. It's chunky and thick, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just there's so many hot spots down here. Anytime I see a knife where there's a swell of some kind in the middle or toward the bottom, I already know that's just not going to be comfortable for me. You have this massive weight reduction cutout above the cutting edge of the blade with a very exaggerated change in the angle. So this is, I guess, technically a Tanto blade. It's made well. It's got a nice detent. The lockup is good and all that stuff. There is weight reduction on the inside. You can see some cutouts. And so this exists. The Kaiser Cyberblade. It comes with a couple of extra screws, including one for the thumb thing. The third and final knife of this episode comes to us from Wish.com. And it is a green thing made in China. This one has me a bit nervous. Before I show you how it works, let's just have a look at what we have here. It is zombie green plastic with a long coiled spring attached to two sides. And in the middle there is what appears to be a razor blade. And this is intended to be held on your finger. You're supposed to pull the spring and like strap it to your finger so that you can kind of use it like this, I think. Or maybe it goes this way. I don't remember the photo. I'm just gonna say it. This does not inspire confidence. Very, very cheap, flimsy plastic with a cutting edge in close proximity to one's fingers. There is a big spring here as well, so yeah, if I detach the big coiled spring, it sort of keeps it open. So you know what? I think that's how it's supposed to be used. Let me try something here. Something like this. Yeah, that's the ticket. So the big coiled spring is really just meant as a way to strap it to your finger so you can cut stuff like little chompers. I don't believe that blade is replaceable, so once it's dull, you're done with it. It is interesting and unique, weird even. Let's see how it does. I got here some paracord in JJJinks orange. Oh, I don't like that. Well, I'm trying. There we go. You know, it's a razor blade. It cut it. I had to kind of pull a little bit. You can't just use brute force. You gotta kind of slice like that. You know what? That ain't that bad. That actually kind of works. If you truly just want to cut something in a different way, this is something you could use. And it does cut. I just don't. I just feel like it's dangerous. Yeah, I mean, it cut the paper. I mean, it's you know, the same kind of blade you'd find in like a box cutter or that sort of thing. And I can see that one of the sides of the coiled spring is already working its way off. So if this thing breaks, I guess you're out of luck, because you do need to strap it to your finger to use it. Oh, yep, there it goes. All right, it's already broken. 3 weird knives.